Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Turnbull's Threads and I'm your host, Kathy Turnbull. This is my mid-year WIP parade. I'm not dividing this one into knitting versus cross stitch because I can't be bothered. And there's a couple of other things that got thrown in there as well, a couple of sewing projects. So this is all of the works in progress that I either had at the beginning of this year and have completed, have started this year, or just have been hanging out that I could find easily. I know there's some others that I showed at my end of year WIP parade, probably for both cross stitch and knitting, that are not here because I don't know where I put them. So they haven't been worked on since then. So if you're truly interested in seeing everything that I have, I did do a little bit more digging that time than I am doing this time, because I am also trying to clean my apartment, not tear it apart. And some of them have been put away, and they are not coming out. So, yes, there is that. So I have a large pile of things on this side of me that needs to be gone through. So, let's get started. Hopefully we'll get this done in 2 hours. We'll see. So first thing I haven't touched it, a WIP that I don't remember where it's from. I think it's one of the books that I got years ago. Nothing's been done with it. Hasn't been touched. One of my more recent WIPs, this is Sands of Sight. It's a test knit. If you watch my most recent episode, because that was filmed yesterday, you will have seen it already. I think I've just done one row last night, so not that much has changed on this particular project. I did put a lifeline in though, so go me. There's now a lifeline. This is the wrong side that I'm showing you. This is the right side that you should see now. Yeah. Kind of an open, very lacy. Fun knit, also challenging. The next thing that I have here, grabbing all the needles. So this is a self-drafted. I have the entire alphabet that I have done with this, with like a combination of cross stitch and black work. I've done A. I'm planning on doing these in fancy floss. I haven't touched it since last time. This is on Jackson Fabric Arts in Santa Fe. So the letter A, and then I have Verico. It's a set of bookmarks. I'm working on the owl so far. That one. And this is where I've gotten on my owl. So the border's done, inside's being worked on. I have a number of perforated paper projects because I enjoy them. The first one of these is a Mill Hill Buttons and Beads Kits, broomstick parking, cute cat. I have gotten that far. Yes, I know, I'm off center. It will be trimmed later on. I apparently am not always the best at figuring out where the center is. My most recent, no, not my most recent start. The one that I've worked most recently on from this book, Lit Stitch. It is Paradise. So I'm doing that right there. Quote from Jorge Luis Borges: "I have always imagined that paradise will be a kind of library." If you've watched my episode, you'll see the start. This is where I've gotten so far. Like, focus on the right thing, please, camera. Why are you not doing what I want you to do? Ah, there we go. I think it's focused again. So there we are with what I've gotten done. This is an urgent one that needs to get done very soon because the book is due back, I believe, on Monday. Yeah. Here's a... nope, not that. We won't do that one yet. Let's do this one. So if you're familiar with long dogs, I am currently working on one. I don't know. I don't really want to go through, maybe. I might, at the very end, do like a before and after, so you can actually see the progress. I don't really want to do the editing that it would require in order to do it for all of these, because there are a lot of projects. And I have touched most of them at least a little bit. So I might, at the very end, because it should be fairly easy for me to find the old pictures, and I will have new pictures this time, and then just be like, before, after, and do it at the very end there. You'll get the actual words and stuff here. Yeah, plan. This one has had a lot of progress though. Since the beginning of the year. This is a long dog called Fish and Chips. And I'm doing it on a banana oil piece of fabric. I have hit the bottom and I have hit the right side, I believe. Right, left. Depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it, it's the right, so I'm calling it the right side. So I've hit the right side. We've got a number of motifs started, so that one is coming along well. And I also have working on Evanora, and she's coming along well. I'm almost ready to move her hoop. She is being done on Helsinki by Jackson Fabric Arts. Come on. There we go. This is a cross stitch on in daylight when I have decent lighting, because yeah, black on this particular fabric does not show up very well at night. It's very hard to see. I don't think I have anything else in that bag. Okay, so that one is done and ready. Here is a sewing project that I finished. It's a circle skirt and it's very sparkly and very fun, and I really like it. So, first piece of clothing that I finished. Yay! This one I talked about in my update, but I didn't have it because I forgot about it and it was in my car and I wasn't gonna get it. So here is my market bag, designed by myself. It is a little bit small, so I need to edit that pattern, but it works really well and holds lots of stuff. So I'm quite happy with that one. Another sewing project that needs work and so has been currently in timeout for a while. It's a dress. I managed to put the pockets too low and the the sleeves are too long and it's a little bit too big in the body, so it needs some alterations. I haven't done any of them. Needs to happen at some point. Quilt that I did handmade. It needs the binding done on it. I'm gonna self-bind it using the back of the quilt to finish off the binding on it. I went through and basically cut everything now down to size. It just needs finished. Many of my things just need finished. Oh, okay. Woof. Heavy. This one was a work in progress at the beginning of a year. It's a colorwork hat doing a mosaic. I believe it's mosaic hat. I need to edit it because that brim is just too tight. So that's what that one looks like. Let's see. Grab this one. I have the world map. It's a Busilla kit. That's what it will eventually look like. I have... where'd the needle go? Maybe that was one of those needles. On here, I have an extra needle, so it's gonna go back on here. So this is what I have done of it. I've gotten some of that, a good chunk of that border done, and some other colors finished. Let's see here. There it is. I have a Mill Hill kit here that I've been working on. It's one of the holiday pins. This is Wonderland Santa. And let's see. Yes, this is how it goes. This. Come on, focus on the right thing. Oh, okay. Okay. That's what I have done of it. Not much. Apparently the perforated paper is not... It's not focusing very well for me. One of my current knitting projects, this is the Cloud Sweater by Veronica Lindberg. I'm doing it with a Hobby Lobby yarn, I believe. Self-striping. Got the bottom part started on it. A project that I started and completed already this year are these. So these are some mittens. I believe it is the horse colorwork ones. So a very fun colorwork pattern. I did edit and do the I-cord loop at the top. That's a me ad, and then I sewed it with snaps on the inside so that they would stay nicely. These are really nice mittens. I happen to really like them. This was a very good knit. I got a lot of use out of them. This is the Adventure Begins backpack. It's a pattern from the Darn Good Yarn yarn subscription. I've got part of it done. This is Japanese cherry blossoms for the yarn that I'm using, and I should be pretty close to being done with it. Well, halfway done with it. I need to do the other half, but that should go much easier once I'm finished with the bottom. see here. Like this because it's close. I have a Milhill kit that I have started. This is Huey. And Huey has a small start. There we go. So that is my start on Huey using the stuff in the kit. And, oof. That. I don't know, this one, I don't know if I said I am gonna tear out this one. This one was a beaded version of one of Long Dog's, and I like the idea. I like doing it on this, but I am not going to use these beads. I need to use different beads for it, so it is officially a not really abandoned, but a restart. It will be a restart. This is my Make It Murder Sal piece. So a villainous village. I have the start of one of my characters in it and part of the phrase that will go along the bottom for it. Done. Ooh, this is actually a new start. A very, very new start. This is Banner by Dimensions, the Joy Cardinal. I'm starting this for Christmas in July because it is Christmas in July. And I have a very small start there. Pine cone. So, pine cones started. Another piece that got started very recently is this one because it is patriotic. So this is the Patriotic Angel. So that was my July 4th start. And I got a quick start on that skirt of hers. This one will take a little while. It's there's a lot of it. Oh. Another one that I have started was this one. I have the, what is this? Victorian Charm. So, kind of like the other ones that I've just shown. These are kits, so I'm using kit materials for it. This is where I've gotten started on it. So, not a huge start. Let's see. Ooh. Here's the start of a basket. I am modifying a pattern to be from being flat in the round. So that's my start on it. Very small start. I've gotten slightly distracted by other things. I have another Mill Hill kit that I've started. So this is Winter Holiday. This is the snowy white owl from that set. There we go. And I have a fairly small start on it. Okay, come on. Be nice. There we go. Yep. So, small start on that one. Using kit materials. I have a completed project here. So this was a WIP at the beginning of the year, no longer a WIP. This is the Easy V by Caitlin Hunter. And I knit it using some weighted blanket and Gigi Loves You by Madeline Tosh. Meadowbrook, I believe, by Mountain something, and then Niebla by Malabrigo Rios. And I really do like it. It's a really, really nice sweater. It did grow a little bit, so it's a little bit oversized, but I'm cool with that. Not something I'm wearing now, but I do enjoy it. It was really nice. This is actually probably getting entered into the state fair in the colorwork section. Let's see. The next thing that I have here is a cardigan that I did a test knit for. So this is, I believe, the Leaves cardigan. Let me find my buttonholes once again. There's my buttonholes. Buttonhole 1, buttonhole 2. Okay, so I did this with Marling yarn, and it has a really nice lace detail in the front with a little bit of a cable on the side, and I do enjoy this one. This one's a nice one. Probably also something that I'll enter in the state fair. It's not going to do great because the marl yarns, and I have a fairly, there's a lace pattern on it, and the marl does kind of not highlight the lace pattern, so they'll be mad about that, but I don't care. You could show people how you do some things, do things different. Let's see. Let's grab this one. This is Day Surrendering Tonight. I am excited to work on this at some point. Yeah, I've definitely put it off though. So that is the teeny tiny start that I have in the corner. I have another full coverage piece that I'm working on right now that kind of should probably take priority since it's a sell and it should be done by the end of the year and things and stuff and things. Do I have any that I'm currently working on in this one? Oh, yes, there it is. So this is my Janlin 24 festive ornaments. And the one I'm currently working on is this one right here in the corner, the kitty cat. So I have gotten that much of my kitty cat done. Come on. Oh. Okay. Focus, please. That's not focused. There, I think that's focused. Keeps wanting to go out of focus on me, but it's a pretty small start on that particular project. I've done a couple of the ornaments, but not as many as I should have probably. But I've been distracted, so it's okay. Yeah. This is the start of the Stephen West wave shawl. Haven't done much with it. It is what it is. I also have Oh, good. It does have stitch stoppers on the end. That is excellent because I was worried about it. The Vania. This one is going to be a cardigan, but they had problems with it and it's kind of gone on hiatus. So I haven't been doing anything with it recently. That's everything that's in that particular. Oof. This has lots of yarn. Lots and lots of yarn. Okay. Pop that there. Another knitting project. This was the start, I think, at the beginning of the year. This is the oatmeal sweater by Veronica Lindberg. I did it in, I believe, a Knit Picks in the color Rainfall. It's finished and I love it. Also probably something that will be entered in the state fair. Also something that's not going to do great because it's a fairly patterned piece on a dark yarn and they don't like that, so. Oh well. Let's see. Let's grab this guy. So I did start a year in the woods. I started off with number 1, the fox, and I'm doing it on, I want to say this is Stormy. It's 40 Count Night Sky by Fiber on a Whim. I have a very itty bitty teeny tiny pitiful start at the very bottom, but I do have a start on it. This is something that, yes, it will need to be a daylight stitching item because it's hard to see. Ooh. Is this one? So I started a sale with a bunch of girls and this is my start on it. I haven't really touched it since I started it, but this is for Snack-a-Lantern. Am I holding it right? I think that's right. I think that's the correct orientation, but we'll find out when I actually look at the pattern again and how it should be properly done. My large stack of things that have been done. So let's go quickly through some of the things that were whips and have been finished. So I Read Dead People. That was a pattern from the Lit Stitches book. This is on a like 14 count Ada navy blue, I think. Random piece, probably 14 count Ada. There is no enjoyment like reading, a quote by Jane Austen. Enjoyed that one. I have the other one I think I finished last year. No, I know I finished that last year. This one is the newest ink circles that I finished. This is Bluegrass. It's on a random linen piece, and I did it 1/2 with a sulky, variegated sulky in like a blue. I did 3 raccoons. This is a Riolis kit. This one was fun. I really enjoyed it. Pretty quick stitch. This one I worked on and finished. This is the Chippendale by Nora Corbett in her Sitting Pretty. I believe the fabric is a mushroom Lugana. Don't remember who made it. This is Joy by Stony Creek. I did basically none of the called for. This is a fabric, a blue fabric from, it's like a 14 count Ada. I want to say it's a Zweigart, got it at Hobby Lobby. The thread is blanc or white, and it's mixed with a metallic in the Artiste collection. The beads were what I had. I did order 2 Mill Hill Treasures instead of the Stony Creek ones, and that inner border here is 2 strands of blanc instead of the blended metallic and blanc that I used for everything else. So that one had lots of edits. It is sparkly though. It's very sparkly and very fun that it's sparkly. So I'm quite happy with it. I feel like I finished these last year, so I'm not going to include them because they were last year's finishes. This one is not a last year's finish. This is this year, so my first time working with the charting software that I got. This is my first pattern. Quick, fun, like it. This is my first black work piece that I did. This is 100 circles. I did super enjoy it. This was a bunch of fun. I need to figure out how I'm going to frame and display it now. It's on a 14 count black instead of a white. And I used 2 strands for my black work instead of 1. But you can see it looks really good. I'm quite happy with this one. If I can figure out how I'm gonna frame it, this might go into the State Fair. We'll see. And then the final one in that stack that I had that is finished is this one. This is Miss Poppy. Nora Corbett. I really do love her and how she looks. She's on a 14 count opalescent white with the culled fours. I need to frame her. She needs to go up on my walls. Let's see. That was that stack there. Ooh. This I've worked on. So I have a blanket that I worked on. By worked on, I mean I started sewing it together. So she's currently 1, 2, 3, 4 across. So what I've been doing is, like, if I had leftover yarn and enough to make a square, I've been going ahead and making squares out of projects that I had that I was doing in acrylic. So like this one, this one, this one, and down here, that one were from a blanket. That was a scarf. That was a set of booties. This, I don't remember. That one was a scarf and kind of a first crochet. I believe a hat. Remaking a scarf. Don't remember. Also that same scarf but in different colors. Don't remember. I think that was a hat. Scarf. And that was for my poncho. So, like, I know where a number of these came from, so I've been going through and putting all of them together. It's probably going to be a fairly big blanket at some point. I will decide that I am done and stop adding to it, but currently it's a add as I go project. Oh, let's start this pile. This is close. This is my Nora Corbett's Her Free Angel Angels or Cupids patterns. I'm doing part of the Mirabilias. And there's all 10 of them on one piece of fabric. I already know and acknowledge that it is very close on one side and not on the other. I did not center it well. Yeah. So that's that project. This is a mini Mira, essentially. Oh, it's gathered a bunch of needles too. This is the Secret Garden, one of her Patreon patterns, and I'm doing it. Oh, that one was on an unknown linen. I don't have it listed. This is 30 count mink linen. And I'm doing it 1/1, so it is teeny tiny. I'll have to figure out what I'm doing for beads on that one too, because beads are not going to fit on something that small. Oh, that's extra stuff. That should really go in here. Trying not to lose things. Oh, this is Autumn Queen, and I have a start on her on an unknown linen. But I really like it. I think it will I think it matches very well with that particular pattern. This is Winter's Deer by Povet Strula. I have started it. I do enjoy it. I would recommend her. She did send me this for free though, so just let you know that. That's what I've started on it. Yep, need to work on it more. Haven't. It would be a fairly fast finish, but I've been distracted by many things. That belongs with that. No. So this is on a Lugana. This is the 2024 class with Jeanette Douglas. The Christmas tree. I've gotten a good chunk of it done, but need to work on it and finish it up. Yeah. Yes. This is Paradiso Canto 34 for the Heaven and Earth cell. That is what I have gotten worked on. I really do need to pick this up again. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might move the hoop. I haven't finished that yet, but I've gotten a chunk of it done. I don't know. I need to come back to this one. There's a ton of confetti though, which is not my favorite type of stitching. I much rather prefer more block stitching. And that's on a 20 count easy grid. Lugana. I have here, this is Anemone. And I think this is the correct way up. So that's where I've gotten on Anemone. And I also have, which one is this? I've got to have a name somewhere. Chaffinch. So this is Chaffinch. And that is the start that I have on Chaffinch. And I'm also doing is it Royal Holiday? Yes. Royal Holiday. I am stitching this one on Ivy by Fiber on a Whim. So this is a 32 count linen. And that's what I have started on her. This one will be really pretty. have this. So this is Ophelia. I have gotten actually a good chunk of her done. Here she is thus far. This is on a mysterious purple linen. I don't actually, this was someone destashed and I got it. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's a pretty purple. And I have Stargazer, another Mirabilia. And I do have a chunk of her started. This is also one of those that I only knit during the day with really good lighting. This is on, I believe, India ink. This is another Jackson Fabric. There it is. Jackson Fabric Arts India ink. 32 count. So I am very happy with the choice on that color. I think it'll make her really pop. And that's auto clean, that's fine. Okay. Next thing to pull out. Let's grab this. So totally gonna be lucky if this is like 4 hours. The first thing that I haven't touched it. It's a Bucilla Heirloom Cougar family. And I have a very teeny tiny, itty bitty teeny tiny start. So that's what I have on it. I have a start on this gal, so Design Works by Claire Coxon. This is Birdcage. And that's what that looks like, and that's what I've gotten started. So, quite a ways to go on her. This is a Joan Elliott, Don't Rush Me by, I want to say Design Works as well. So that's that. And that is what I have started. Did I start this one? I don't think I've started that one. Nope, it's not a current works in progress because it hasn't gotten started. It is just opened and in things. So, doesn't count. I already have enough. I'm not going to add additional to it. This is a Bucilla. I don't have the picture for it. I believe it is. What is it? Try to not show the thing. This is Paul de Corinthians. So love is patient, love is kind, etc. And that is what I have done of that. Just a little bit. Right in the center. Not a start, not a start, not a start. Not is a start. That is a start. Okay, let's try and get some of these moved around so that I have a little bit more space here, while at the same time keeping them all in the same area. Okay. Almost finished with this bag. So the second class that I did was the blue flower, the festive forest, and I'm doing it none of the called for, and that is as far as I got in there. So I'm substituting a lot of threads and stuff that I have on hand. This is Fiber on the Whim hand-dyed colorway pistachio. So not using their called for colors either. Okay, so that one. Then I have the Dark Hedges #1 Kings Road. This is by Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe. Which way is this going? Yeah, that is the right way. Random 14 count Ada that I had, and that's where I've gotten to on that one. I have not started that one, so that one's not getting talked about. I have started this one. This one is a Design Works by Krista Hamrick. This is Ocean ABC. And that is what I've gotten done on it. Let's grab these. Oh, that's finished. I don't need that. And that one's not started, so neither of those need to be talked about because they are not works in progress. Yay! Okay. Grab the next one. So the next one I have here is Mysterium. This is a knit tee design by Dear Ingenue. And I started it, and it's been a very stockinette stitch so far. So that's what I got so far on it. This is, what is this? This is Twilight Lace by Laura Wallens. That is the picture for it. And I have a very, very small start on it, but another lace knitting shawl with an interesting pattern. Please focus. I don't know, can you see? I don't know that you can necessarily see the pattern. This might be a better one to look for the pictures for it, but a very small start, but a start nonetheless. So therefore it is a whip. Oh, that's where some of those things are. Finding things. Been wondering where all my cabling needles went. Some of them got stashed into projects. That would explain where they went. Let's see. Is any of that important? Nope, not important. So, continuing on. Ooh, almost an hour. We might make this in less than 2 hours, possibly. We'll see. Okay. So here we're going to start off with the letter K by Letters from Mermaids by Nora Corbett. Here's my K. And that is the start on my K. I don't know, can you see? There we go. He's focused. It's a little bit hard to see, but I promise there is a start. And this is Stream by Fiber on the Whim. In addition to that, I have, helps if I put it the right way, the Sunrise Lagoon Mermaid. And that is my start. I have next set. Okay. Yeah, it belongs with these two. So I have here Gwen, one of the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corbett. And this is her start here. And on the other side, we have Letters from Nora. This is D. And that's where T has gotten to. I might read those at some point, the little stories that go along with these. Maybe when I finish, I should do that. That way they belong with something. Oh my. That is a teeny tiny start. Oof. Ah, I know exactly which one that goes to. Okay, so I have Leo. This is one of my birthday starts for last year. I barely started it. That's what I got on here. This is I Heard It on the Grapevine by Grace Note Fabrics, and I have a teeny tiny like 4-stitch start. And then we have this gal. So this is Sea Witch, one of the Bewitching Pixies by Nora Corbett. And this is where we've gotten on her. And this is being stitched on a 32 count Lagana in the color Chalkboard by Live and Die LA. I think it's appropriate for her. She's a very scary one. Let's see. We have the Lily Pad Sprite, another Nora Corbett. And I'm doing a color conversion on her, so that's the start of her. We have by Cinderella by Brooks Books Publishing. I'm doing it on Basalt Splash on 25 count, and I'm doing it, I believe, 3/2. So it'll be a bigger piece, and that is what I have so far. Looks good on that. I have the Bremen Prairie Schooler Bremen Town Musicians that got started, and I have a wee little start on it. And I have a chatelaine here that got started. This is Mandela Gardens #1, the Knot Garden. So that's what that looks like. And I have a very, very teeny tiny start on it. We also started the Pegasus by Teresa Wentzler. Let's see if I can find the right, Pegasus. So this one right here. We started the corner on this one. I'm doing it 2/2 on I don't know what. Something very small, and it's just that corner that's gotten started. So we'll see if the piece is big enough for it. It was when I first measured it, but we'll see if I measured right. There's always that. You measure things and then you're like, oh yeah, that actually doesn't fit. And then I have a Heaven and Earth Designs mini Joy, Faith, Hope, and Love with artwork by Amy Stewart. This is the large format chart. And I have I'm doing this 10th stitch. I believe it's 2/1 on a 25 count. So that's where that's gotten to, and that is that big pile. So now I need to put it all back, because it's not just going to sit out on my lap this entire time. Okay. One chunk of things in. 2 chunks of things in. Then, try not to lose things either. You know that mysterious place in your couches and your large chairs that like things get stuck in? Yeah, some of that was going down that mysterious spot. Okay. Oof. So, I think most of these things haven't really been touched since I did my WIP parade at the beginning, well, end of last year, beginning of this year. But that's fine. Oh. Start pulling things. So here's a WIP that I think I finished last year, except for doing some of the embroidery. So it's still a WIP, but not quite. So this is the Flower Sweater by Veronica Lindbergh. Oxblood Hobby Lobby yarn, and I'm going through and embroidering on the sleeves and the body. I also have to fix it because at one point it got snagged and now I have this big loop that needs to get rewoven in. So there's that one. That's a good one. Oh, I have a Swedish weaving project that's going on. I believe it's the Peaks. I haven't done much of it, but that is what I've gotten done on this guy. This is a large project. Another blanket need to work on. Okay, pull things over. I've got to get all of the things that are way over here because I hit a huge pile and the pile is slowly migrating this way, and then it is going to migrate back into the places where it's getting stored while my parents are here, which I believe is my room. So my room may not be very well cleaned when my parents get here. We'll see. I have like a week before they come, and I need to get their room finished and like finish up small projects. Like the large big projects have been finished. Their bathroom's totally done. That's one thing that's totally done, doesn't need any work on it. The kitchen and the living room, like they have minor things, but they're mostly done. The hallway is done. Well, it needs swept and mopped, so not completely done, but mostly done. Their bedroom, not quite finished. And then, like, obviously things are getting stuck in my room, because why not? There's also a closet. There's 2 hallway closets. Why not use them too? Let me grab these things. They're slightly easier to grab. We're getting there. We're getting close. I have... let's not use that one. I have this project. This is a T Haisha one. Picked up for the arms. Still haven't figured out what I want to do for it. It's a work in progress. I have a large tote of things that need to get finished. So I have a bunch of baby beanies in here where I've made the beanie. They just need like finished. I have a towel, hanging towel that, that is some janky. That's why. It's like, that looks weird. Okay, there's my hole. So I have a hole ready for it. It's still got some jankiness there. How did that happen? Something I did was odd. But yeah, that needs finished. I need to put a button on it and sew it so that it can be a finished project. A number of dishcloths that basically need the ends woven in so that that can be finished. I think those are all that. Tags. And then the rest of this, I believe, is all baby beanies that need to be finished. But I'm basically done with that. So that is that set of things. Yeah, there's a bunch of baby beanies in there. I would like to get those done soon and get them in because I am working on the last ball of yarn and I want to turn in things when I go get more yarn. So high priority. Things with timelines probably slightly higher. Nothing in that? Okay. So, bag with projects. And I don't know what is... Ew! I know what that is. So I have a Riolis kit. And the first one that I started, this is Compass. And I really like this one. It's very pretty. And that... Oh, that is the wrong way. That is the right way. This is where we are on it. We have the South started. So, that'll be fun. The other thing that I have here is my Epic one. So this is Epic. This is a mandala that I designed and charted myself. It's on a random, probably 14 count. It's more of a off-white instead of a pure white, which is what I was going for. And I've gotten the center done and started the eyes. And I'm paying like homage to the artwork for Epics, the musicals, different ones, right? So One of the ones has the spear, the trident. We have the Cyclops eye. We have the lightning from Thunderbringer. So I've gotten 3 so far. There are like 9, 7 or 9. There's a lot. As I work on it, you'll get to see more motifs, which will be fun for you and for me. Oh, the itchy nose. Ooh. This one is my socks. Yes. So the next thing that I have as a work in progress is week 2. So these are Avina by Natalia Vasileva. This is from the 52 Weeks by Lane. And that is what the socks will look like when they are done. And I haven't worked on them at all. I will need to figure out where I am on them at some point before I start again. Ooh, it's a really soft yarn. I do like them though, so I do want to work on these again. Another complicated knitting pattern, because I like complications. Oh, my camera is probably going to die. Are we gonna focus? Focus, please. No? Okay, fine. Here's the socks. This is in a knit and crochet hand-dyed yarn in the color royal, not purple. So this is an hour in. I've gotten a chunk of this done. I will be back in a second. It'll be very short for you. It'll be a little bit while for me because I need to charge my camera because it is about to die. So hold tight. I'll be back soon. Okay, I am back. It was a slightly longer break than I was expecting it to be, but we are finished and ready to continue. So let's keep going since I still have many more things to show. So the next thing that I have is a start and finish since the beginning of this year. It is Huey. Not Huey, this is Violet. Will it focus on Violet? Oh, this is so annoying. My camera is also farther away from me, so it is slightly more difficult to do. Okay, come on. I know you autofocus. Autofocus on the right thing. Okay. So you're being very annoying. Well, here's Violet next to my face because that's apparently where she's gonna focus. Nope. I guess it's got facial recognition because I have it on autofocus and it's not. It's decided that it's not. So, I'm not. Oh, and I forgot to take pictures. Ugh! I've got to get all those things out again. Ugh. Okay. I'm annoyed now. Because I need to take pictures of all the things. And I mostly worked on putting some of those things away. So now I gotta get those things out again. Although I didn't do too much putting away. I think I just like, for the most part, just put in places. Although one thing did get totally used. So, yeah, fun things. That was Violet. I believe I also finished Octi, if I'm recalling correctly. If not finished, I did fully finish Octi. This time I have a little sheepy that jingles and jangles. Sheepy. focus on Sheepy? There we go. Okay. Well, that is as good as Sheepy's gonna get focused on. But the little bell tingle rings. There we go. Right words. I fully finished this Santa. Jim Shore. All of these are Mill Hill kits. Use the Mill Hill materials. Nothing super interesting about them. And then Scotty. So those were some more finishes that I had. I also did a bunch of different dishcloths. So I had that fun pattern one. I had this one. I did this one where I modified a pattern so that it had I-cord edging on it. One of my first ones for figuring out the pattern that I was going to use in my classes. Also a figure out for the pattern that I was going to use in my classes, and figured out that the yarn over edging was going to be a pain to try and teach. So I didn't. Let's see. What do I have that's easy? Oh, that. I have the sweater that I haven't touched yet. It's a cotton that I am using for it, and so it's going to be heavy and not that warm, but such is life. Some of those are actually nice on fall days. But this is basically totally purled, because the way I did it, the wrong side is knit. So we'll see how that one goes. Yeah. Because I really like that detailing on the shoulder. So this is a pattern that I'm basically creating myself. But that detailing on the shoulder, it shows up really nicely on the purl side, but not as much on the knit side. So it's much more subtle on the knit side, and also the way that I finished off my neck is like, you can tell it's the knit. It's finished on the inside on the knit one because it's purled and then there's knit stitches underneath it. The knit is technically the wrong side, but it may be pretty reversible because it's basically just a bunch of purl. That is my plan for that one. It's a very simple sweater. The blanket that I have done nothing with, it's just cast on because it's a pain to cast on, and I already cut the piece for it, so it's staying cast on. Let's see, did I do this one? I don't think I have. Okay. This one will be a good one to go through. So I have both Rudolph by Nora Corbett and Vixen by Nora Corbett on this one. So here's Vixen, what I got started on her. And here's what I've got started on Rudolph. Another set of two, we have Prancer and I think this is Dasher. Dancer. The other one's Dancer. So this is Dancer. And Prancer is this one. And Dancer, I think Dancer might go like that. I have no idea what this is on. Both of these, I don't know. This This one feels a little bit more Witchelt cloth company. It's also pretty thin, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Witchelt. It's not quite as plasticky as I expect it to be. And then this, I have no earthly idea. Other than that, it's called for colors. Let's see. We have... The other one must be Dasher. This one's Dancer. Dancer. And... No, this is Dasher. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid. Maybe Donner. That might have been it. Donner. So this one is Dasher. And this one is always fun to figure out which one it is. I'm pretty sure that this one right here is Dasher, and this one right here is my Start on Dancer. And this is on a 28 linen by Grace Notes in the color Greystone. That one has a tag on it, so I know what it is. It's always helpful. Then we have, I believe this is Iris by Nora Corbett. And I'm doing this on, I believe, an 18 count. It's like a Greystone, I think is what the color is called, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's see here. Oh, itty bitty. 2. So I have Angelique Tulip and Primrose Bridesmaid that I am doing on Picture This Plus 28 Lugana in the colorway Serene. So this one right here is the Bridesmaid, and this is Angelique, and I'm doing a color conversion to some DMC things that looked, threads that looked similar to the Karen Water Lilies, because I didn't have those at the time when I started it, so I didn't use it. Let's see. We have, I believe this is Solo Tua, and I'm doing a color conversion on her to a purple. And this is a 32 count Loch Belfast linen. Picture This Plus, no idea on the colorway. It gives me 405Y. So, color 405Y is the color that it is being done in. And yes, it is piling up here because they're gonna go back in the bag. I might start that process. I only have a couple more left in the bag, so let's start putting things back in the bag so that they don't get all jumbled and lost. Because that has, with as many projects as I have going, it is possible that I may forget what project goes with which, especially with some of those reindeer projects. Because you can see I have a very small start. And a lot of them are not getting touched again until November, when it becomes Nora November and I touch all of the things again. So they don't have big starts. I do touch some of the other ones a little bit more. Like, I'll pick 1 or 2 out that I'm working on during the year, and that's like why I get some things finished, right? So you saw that I finished the Chippendale, and I finished Poppy. So I'll have 1 or 2 out that I'm working, like actively working on. But there's a lot that are kind of like, you're currently not being worked on, so I'm not gonna worry about you, and if I don't pay attention, yeah, they can get mixed up. It's not a good thing. So then we have Monk's Hood by Nora Corbett, and that's what I've got started on her. This is Earth by Fiber on a Whim and 28 Kasha Linen. And then the final one that I had in there is this one. This is Lily of the Valley. And I'm doing it on a fabric flare gray fairy dust, and that is what I have done on Lily of the Valley. So that is that bag done. Oof. Okay. Oh, we're getting close to the end, which is a good thing. This shouldn't be 2 hours. Should not be 2 hours long. So that is encouraging because I'm almost done. Okay. So the next thing that I have, it's a whip that I haven't touched yet, is this, my temperature blanket. It's heavy. I have all of the instructions for what I need to finish it. I just haven't knit on it. But it looks cool. I like it. It will be really cool once I finish it. I just gotta get to that point. Oh, yeah. Okay, last box. Yes, I think this is the last box. Yes. So you will sense a theme. So we have Beautiful by Nora Corbett. And I'm doing it on the same fabric that I'm doing Iris on, so it's like an 18 count. And that's my itty bitty teeny tiny start. I also have Miss Spider, and she's got a chunk in her. We have Imperial Lady D. So she's only got a very little start on her. This one's on a Fabric Flare Old Library Marble. Miss Spider is on a Fabric Flare, I believe it's Graceful Cobwebs, which I thought very appropriate for the subject matter. After all, why not put a spider on cobwebs? That makes sense, right? Right. We have here Lavender Mist. This one I'm doing a full conversion on. I haven't gotten very far in the conversion because I haven't gotten very far on it. But there's where I am so far with her hair. We'll see how this goes. First time playing around with color conversions. Pretty sure I can do it, but it'll be an interesting, because I think I'm going to do like a total color conversion for the most part. There may be one or two things that end up staying the same, but most of it is not. So this is an interesting adventure. And this is being done on a white petite point on raw natural linen, 32 count Belfast. I have one of Nora Corbett's freebies, Peacock. I'm doing this on Ocean Air by Fox and Rabbit, a 40 count. This is a 1/2. And I have a very teeny tiny start. And I cannot see if it is focusing. Focused? Okay, that's focused. But I don't know, like it's very little white right there. It's really hard to tell on it's really hard to tell on this fabric. It's very close. Maybe not the wisest choice, but hey, it's what I'm doing. So it's what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. You can see it a little bit better in real life. I will say that. It is a little bit more obvious in real life, so that is helpful. We have another Mirabilia. This one is the Christmas Tree 2007. I'm not gonna try and get that out. I'm doing it on a 32 count Belfast in antique ivory. I'm doing it 2/1. And I believe I'm using the called for colors on it. And that right there is my little start. I actually left my self-notes on this one so that I know exactly how I'm doing it, because there are a number that I didn't do that on. And so you get it out and you're like, let me count and see, because I don't know. I have the Christmas Tree 2011 that I am working on. And I'm doing this 1/1 on a 32 count tarnished silver by Lakeside Linen. And that little bit right up there at the very top, that's what I've gotten done. That was like one thread, one length of thread. So one length of thread goes for a very long time when you're doing it 1/1 on 30, or yeah, 1/1 on 32 count. Surprise, surprise. Let's see. Then we have the 6th annual Mirabilia Retreat, and I'm doing it on 36 count Lakeside Linen and vintage copper. I am doing it, I believe, 2/2, or is it 1/2? 1/2. 1/2, and are we going to focus? My fingers, I think, are blurry. That might be focused enough. So I've started the swirl here and we've gotten down there. So I have a wee little start on that one. So the reason why you're seeing all these Nora Corbett's and Mirabilias is because I do like a Nora November and a Mira May. So I figured out this spring that I have more Mirabilias going than there are days in the month of May. So I do want to get a couple of them finished so that we can go to like doing one per day. That's the ideal. And likewise, I have Nora November. Idea is that there will be enough projects that one a day. And so I'll switch projects pretty much every day. So during those 2 months, I have not necessarily significantly longer episodes, but I do have episodes where I go through a lot more things. Because I'm not working on only a couple of projects, I'm working on a bunch of projects, and in addition to that, I'm usually doing my own other knitting and cross stitch in addition to that. It's just that I get like a thread in a day, or at least a piece of a thread in a day for those projects. This is, I believe, Leilani Hula Girl. This is on 28 count Lakeside Midnight. So she looks pretty good. Quite happy with her. And fold it back up. Here we go. So if you can't tell, I do like fancy ladies. I want to start a couple more, well, I am going to start one of my Bella Filipinas that I have at some point. I have a couple of lavender and lace and butternut road leaves that look pretty and I would like to do. So yes, I do a bunch of those, if you haven't been able to tell. And I have found that I really like realist kits, so that's kind of been one of the things that I want to start a couple more of, but we're still exploring things. We're still starting a bunch of stuff. This is Gold Butterfly. I believe I'm doing this 4/2 on a 22 count Janina in the color white. So she is big, but she's got a really nice start. So quite happy with her, what she looks like so far. It is very thick feeling because I'm using so many threads to get really good coverage on her. Probably should have thought about that a little bit more before I started her, but it is what it is. I made decisions. Sometimes my decisions in the past were not the best decisions, but they were my decisions, and I will own them and deal with them now that they're in the current future. I have Bumblebee, and this is on a 16 count lamb's wool Aida. I have finished all of the DMC colors for this one. So this is where that one is. If it will, come on, focus. Okay, I think it's focused. So yeah, Bumblebee's just the center and the two antennae that are DMC, and everything else is either a fuzzy or a sparkly. So I need many more fuzzies and sparklies, and I think there's also a couple of beads, so that'll be fun and interesting. I have the Golden Lake Swan. This is one of her Patreon patterns. I have a very small start on it. It's there, just the water gone on it. I did want to do it on an alternate, because I did a companion piece to it. I think it's Swan Lake Swan or something like that. But the pattern size is not compatible with what I was originally planning on doing, so we had to change. Fun things like that. This is Mia Mermaid, the 2017 Australia retreat, and yeah, that right there, that's what I've gotten started on her. So a number of these are free patterns, so if I am showing something to you without a cover photo, most of the time it's a free pattern. If I say otherwise, it's not. So like that Patreon piece, it's not a free pattern, that's a paid pattern. But like all of the cherubs and this mermaid, bumblebee, the butterfly, what other things have I shown? Butterfly, peacock, the mask, peacock mask, the hula girl. Those are all free patterns. You can find them on Witchilt if you are so inclined to go looking for them. If you want to, like, they're a really good option if you want to dip your foot in and see if you like Mirabilias and Nora Corbett's before going and buying a pattern from her. So there are free options. It'll give you a taste of what her patterns are written like, and so you can figure out if you like them or not before spending money on, say, a pattern. There we go. Okay. The next one that I have, where is it? Did I? There it is, found it. Okay. The next one that I have is this one. This is Spring in My Garden. And I'm doing this 1/1 on a 25 count Lugana. And I've gotten so far. I've gotten to a point where like you can actually tell some stuff about the pattern. So that's fun. Okay, come on. Focus on the actual stitching, please, and thank you. Come on. Are we just refusing to focus? Oh, there we go. Okay, so I have the P and the R started on spring for this one. I have a long ways to go. I have a long ways to go on a lot of these. So I don't expect to be done with them anytime soon. I did, of the ones that I've shown, Ophelia and Stargazer are the ones that I probably want to work the most on, because they were two that I started as part of a SAL. Other than that, a lot of these are just starts because I enjoy the artwork. And one that I do enjoy the artwork of is this one. This is Spring Queen. When I finish working on her, I'm probably going to end up doing some extra like additional charting myself, because she kind of ends in a flat spot. And I don't like that. I want her dress to continue. I want her to do like the proper swoop instead of do that. So, there will probably be some fun extra charting that I do at some point. But that is where I am on her with her hair. She looks really good. And that is a Grace Notes Fabrics in the color Buttercup. 28 count. So. Yeah. So that is Spring Queen. The next one that I have here is Andromeda, another Mirabilia. This one I'm going to do as charted, but add to the chart. So Andromeda, if you know things about the sky, you know it is also a galaxy, and it's a very pretty galaxy. So I would like to add the galaxy kind of in a background. So like she has the rock and the waves, and then I think up here I want to try and chart in that galaxy for her. So that's what I've started on her. Also, another long-term project. None of these are going to be done anytime soon. Let's see. Here we have, oh, and that one's on some type of witch I'm not really sure what. This is the Mermaid of Atlantis. So she's really nice looking. I'm doing this on a Jackson Fabric Arts in the colorway Galway. And that right there, that's my start on her. So the seashell is almost done. And then I'll have to work on the border, counting over things. I'm fine with counting. I do it often enough. Now, do I do it right? Maybe, maybe not. There may be multiple occasions where I count multiple times, because you never know. The next one that I have is Damask Roses by Mirabilia. This is one of her first designs. I'm doing it on Shale by Picture This Plus on a 28 count Lugana. And I have a very small start at the very top on that border. Oh, and there's my mixed threads. And I am keeping, so most of her patterns do not include, what do you call it? Blends. Blends are when you take two different colors and you hold them together as you're stitching. So in knitting that would be marling, in stitching it's blending. Mirabilia can have some, but not typically too many. That one has a number in the border, so have to remember that. Next one I'm showing is the Maidens of the Seasons, part 1. This is spring and summer. I started both of them. This one is, which one am I gonna do on which? I think this is gonna be summer. So the green pop off of, or the pink will pop off really nicely on that green. And then, yeah, spring will be on this purple one because she's also got hints of purple and those grapes in this green one. And that should contrast really nicely with another color, this one, the purple. All right, there we go. So both of these are Jackson Fabric Arts. This is the color Namur, and this is the color Toulouse. Toulouse. So I've just been working on the border with those two. It's gonna take a little while. Then we have the lovely, if I can get it out, Fisherman's, or the Sea Merchant's Wife, I should say. So one of her more recent patterns, but she's really cool looking. I'm doing this on a Grace Notes Fabrics Robin's Egg color, and just started her hair. So that's where she is. That, throw that in and put the chart back with her. The next set that I have are more of the Nora Corbett's. So I have Christmas Eve Couriers, Blitzen, and Comet are both on the same piece of fabric. This is a Grace Notes Fabrics in the colorway Oceans Apart. This one here, the first one I'll show is Blitzen. So Blitzen, and then this one here is Comet. So I Blitzen and Comet started, and easily recognizable, that's also helpful. I think I have just two more, and we are done with at least all of the things that I could find easily. There's more, I know there's more, but I don't, I don't know where it is. So the last two that we have are the finishing the Christmas Eve Courier set. We have Santa's Sleigh, and we have Cupid. And that one is Cupid. And that one is my start on Santa's sleigh. And that is everything that I know of that are works in progress for me. So, if you enjoyed seeing all of the things, feel free to like, subscribe, follow below. If you have any questions about stuff, feel free to add a comment. I am over on Instagram as well. Same tagline, Turnbull's Threads. I plan on starting a number of things for my birthday and potentially another Sal, in the idea that I will call it a start along and not necessarily a stitch along. So if you're interested in following these projects along or seeing the new things that I will begin stitching, feel free to come along for that journey. Other than that, I think I'm done. So have a good evening, a good weekend, a good week, good month, and I will hopefully see you again next month to update you on everything that I craft in the month of July. So, good luck, hope you're doing well, and bye! Hi! Quick postscript on that WIP parade. I found more whips and it's only the next day and I haven't done any editing, so here's your extra little bit. Yeah, that was fun. I was cleaning last night and I found them in the closet and was like, oh, I should have those. Yeah. Okay, so continuing on with whips that I have. I have this whip right here. So I'm doing the bookmarks, working on that. I've got the background done on these. These are going to be gifts, and I have been very slack on them, hence why they're still on the list of things that I need to do. Oh, I don't know if the rest, yes. I have this piece that I've been working on. So this is, oh, that's very shiny. I don't know if you can read it, but the Old Time Village Ornaments. This is actually plastic point, not cross stitch. I have worked on one of these guys. Oh, are we going to play It's Not Fun to Focus again? Okay. Let's see if I do this, will it? I just need to have like nothing in the background. Yep, so I finished this sleigh. Well, mostly finished. I think there's still some back stitching that needs to be done on it, but that was the first one. I have all of the other pieces in here. At some point, I will get around to it, but it has not been high on my priority list, so it hasn't gotten done. Oh, the thread for that one. I have in this fun project bag. This is one that I got, I don't remember, I got it offline. It works really nicely. I have this Bucilla kit. It is Bless This Nest. Grab the white background again. So that's the pattern. And I have a very small start on it. So, well, small. I have a medium start on it. It's not that big a piece, but I haven't touched this in a while, so I don't think there's much progress on it. Yes, this was a fun bag. Why, yes, I am a sociopath. I do a decent amount of sewing. So the next one that I have is one of the Angels by Dimensions. This is Angel of Harmony. And I have gotten close to getting through the hoop on her. Here's where she is. She has some wing done. She has a good chunk of her dress done. So then it will be getting some of those extra little shiny stars, sparkles done, the bottom of her dress, and then I think her face. Those are kind of my main things left. This is stitched with kit material, and it's an 18 count Aida that it is stitched on. So yeah, I don't know if I have anything on a 16 count. I know I have some stuff on 32 count. So I think I have most of the counts, at least something going on. In a hole in the ground there lived a hobbit. So this is a project bag that I got from Forbidden Fiber Co. With their after Christmas bag or kit thing, because they did The Hobbit and I enjoyed it, and I should check and see about that. So random thoughts. I know they're doing another one this year. I need to see if that's still available, because I think it's like this, they're doing it according to the Hobbit movies, which, like, that is a great book. I love that book. It is a book. It is not a trilogy. It is a book. You don't need to have a movie, 3 movies to fill the plot line of that book. They should have stuck with what the book said, and that would be perfect. Anyways, odd rant off. I am doing this sweetheart tree fob thing that has keep calm and carry on, and then now panic and freak out. Feels like my life recently. So I really should have done this on a linen or a Lugana. It is being done on an Aida. That was a poor choice on my part, because okay, come on. Be nice. There we go. You're focusing. Good job. That was a poor choice on my part, because there's some 1/1 stitching for the crown, and all of this backstitch black work. Not all of it is on the dots, so I'm doing a bunch of piercing my Aida because I decided to do it on Aida. Poor life choice. Don't do it. That's probably why I've stalled out a little bit on this one. It's a very small project, but I'm excited to continue working on this one at some point, along with all of my other projects. Right? We like all of the projects. That's why we started them all. The next one is Rudolph. So this was their actual stitch box this year, their advent calendar. So I started their advent calendar, and that's where I got to it on it. So I started doing their advent calendar like as a Sal, and then very quickly figured out that I hate doing the pieces. Like, if I'm gonna start a pattern, I need to have the whole pattern. Doing it piece by piece and all of that extra counting, I think I have like a mistake already in here where I'm a half a stitch off. I'm not going to fix that. That's not happening. But since this wasn't like, it's kind of like the Modern Folk Embroidery Roxy Floss Advents where you do a piece every day and you should stitch a line and get it done. Yeah, I hate that. I don't mind getting some of those styles. Like, I'm getting the bird feet one eventually from Lola Crow. Like, beautiful pattern. I'm not starting it until like the entire pattern is out because it would drive me nuts to do it piece by piece. Like, I need the whole image to do it. It's really nice to see them coming out. That's cool. But I'm not going to start it until we've got the whole thing because I don't know, it just doesn't work with the way that I stitch. And the way my brain works. I need the whole picture to be able to like look at the details. I can't do random little details like this and have it turn out decent and be enjoyable for me. So yeah, that was what, day two? Day two, I was like, nope, we're not doing this. We're gonna wait. And so it's kind of languished since then. But I do have all of the materials, so once I get back to it, because I will get back to it. I will no longer be annoyed with it. When I get back to it, it will start again. And then the last work in progress that I have easily found is in this particular bag. This is a yazilli.com bag. I won it from my local needle shop. That was a surprise. It's a nice bag. I do have some material that I need to make into bags at some point, but that I've been saying that for a couple months now, and yeah, it hasn't happened. It will eventually happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So the one that I have in here is this one. This is Nora Corbett's The Sleeping Snow Garden. This is done on that other half of Mushroom Lugana. And that is where I've gotten on it. So those are all. I think I have now gotten to all of my works in progress. Yeah, walking in there and being like, wait a second, oh, I didn't do those, bummer. And then I was like, oh yeah, like I haven't even finished taking all the pictures at this point for all of the things I still have. 1, 2, 3, 4 bags out here that need to get done, so just add the 5 projects to it. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine. So that is, I think, all of the projects, and then I wanted to give an update because from the time that I finished filming yesterday to today, I've made significant progress on the one that the book is due at the library, and I looked at it and it's due back tomorrow. So this kind of needs to get to a point where I can finish it without instructions. So we are getting there. We're getting real close. I have gotten this far on it. So pretty much all of the words are done. There's like a D at the very corner over here, but we will get to that. The thing that I want to get done now is the green for the toucan, because I finished this toucan, but this toucan, like, let's see, because I'm not using the called for colors. And the toucan that I did do, there are 4 greens in there. You probably can see maybe 3 of them. 2 of them are like a shade off of each other, and even the dark green is really close to the other 2 greens, so it's really hard to see. I can't replicate the other toucan based off of this toucan. It would not work. So I need to get the other greens in so that I can give the book back to the library, because I don't want to get fined and I have no more renewals on that particular book. So I am really close. I will be able to finish this. I might actually finish that this week. We'll see where I am by the end of tonight. I need to edit my end of the month one, and depending on if I can finish editing that today, that'll probably go up tonight, maybe. And if I have finished this by the end of today, it will definitely go up. The picture will be whatever progress, however far it is, kind of by the end of today or maybe tomorrow. Because it's close, like, I mean, there's the flower on the other side, but other than that, it's really just border at this point. Well, the toucan. There's a toucan, a flower on this side, and border. And that is it. It is so close. So, we might be able to power this one through today. We'll see. But now that I have kind of ruined the ending for the other one, I'm probably going to try and we'll see how we edit it. I might keep that in, but in case you haven't watched it, you may see me do bye and then be like, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot things, I'm back. It's always great when things like that happen. So if you're watching this, have a good day, a good weekend, a good week, good month. See you again sometime soon. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And hope to see you again next month. Bye! Take 2.